Hello, today we're going to be discussing the importance of ants in the environment. You may not believe me when I say this, but ants are one of the most important animal groups on our planet. I know what you're thinking. How can these annoying critters that crawl all over my food be one of the most important animal groups? Well, according to the article, The Ecological Importance of Ants, ants are decomposers and feed on organic waste which help keep the environment clean. However, recently, the amount of black garden ants present have been declining due to the use of insecticides which have contaminated the soil. But what is an insecticide? An insecticide is a substance which is used to kill insects. There are also pesticides which are similar to insecticides, however, they target a larger group of organisms. Today, we are going to dive into the current issues facing the ant population and what we can do to help it. Insecticides, which are intended to ward off harmful insects, are being utilized in gardens and are affecting the ant population. According to the Science Daily, one problem of these substances is their persistence and the potential to contaminate soils and waters, even in areas in which they are not applied. Not only are these pesticides affecting ant colonies, but they are also affecting the honeybees as well as the ant population. If you have ever seen the Bee Movie, then you know of the detrimental effects that would occur if the population of honeybees were to decline. Without the bees, there would be no pollination, and in turn, plants could not grow and produce food and oxygen for us as well. So, what have scientists been doing to fix this issue? Scientists have been conducting research to find more sustainable forms of agriculture which will protect the bees and the ants. They stress that oftentimes we do not notice the harmful effects of agricultural innovations until they are monitored for long periods of time. Sometimes, when people are attempting to rid their plants of bad pests, they end up killing the important insects that help aid their plants. I did a similar thing in my AP environmental class where we had to create an ecosystem, but the fish lived in the ecosystem. However, the crickets that were in the ecosystem did not live because the fish were absorbing all the oxygen. So that just goes to show that in the environment, things need to work together in order to coexist. And going off of that, according to Peter Newman of the Institute of Bee Healthy at the University of Bern, the study of bees and ants is an exemplary study showing how negative effects of environmental contaminants only becomes visible after long monitoring, but with potentially far-reaching consequences. Although scientists are looking into more sustainable and less harmful solutions, they are fearful that these solutions could become harmful over long periods of time. Their solutions could seem to be non-harmful to ants and bees at first, but could have long-term effects over time. If we look at our history in science and innovations in helping the environment, for short periods of time it seems like the innovations are working to aid the environment, but then after a while we see that it may be helping one part of the environment or the ecosystem, but then having detrimental effects on another one. So that's why the scientists are having trouble finding pesticides that will improve our plant growth but also not harm the ants, bees, and other insects. Fortunately, scientists have made this a priority in making a more sustainable and less environmentally harmful solution for their pest control. Insects in the environment are more important than we realize, so instead of trying to destroy them, we need to notice the large role they play in the environment. All animals have a purpose, whether it plays a role in the food chain to help other animals or if they are decomposers and directly help the environment. So next time you are going to spray your plants with pesticides, remember the ants and the bees and how our world could not survive without them in our lives. Thank you.